A wealthy Nashville suburb has rejected a far-right MAGA supporter in the most recent election. It happened on Tuesday. Voters in Franklin County, Tennessee voted to support incumbent Ken Moore over the far-right scandal-plagued Gabrielle Hanson. I talked about her before. The former local real estate developer lost with just 20% of the vote. Wow. Hanson ran against Moore with the support of the local chapter of Moms for Liberty on a platform of blocking pride events, along with trying to stop the city from installing historical markers about racial injustices in the area, and even threatened to retaliate against a local airport for supporting a Juneteenth festival. So, yeah, a little bit of anti-LGBTQ homophobia and some racism thrown in. Great. She even irritated the cops. Yes, that's right. She irritated cops by spreading false information about a mass shooting that happened at the city's Covenant School. So those are some of the controversies surrounding her. But oh, it gets much better because turns out lots of scandals. Lots of scandals. Back in September, Nashville News Channel 5 revealed that Hanson was arrested in college for promoting prostitution in Texas. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's a crime she insisted was only a misdemeanor and a misunderstanding. But it turns out, no, not so much. It was revealed to later have been a felony conviction.
Sexual anarchy.
Look, I'm pro sex worker. Okay, I'm pro sex work. But I'm not pro lying. So she lied about it, and of course, has been running on I'm very moral, I'm upstanding conservative, pro family. No. So now it gets better and funnier. A week later, the same news station revealed that Hanson had once cheered her husband on as he was walking in a pride parade in nothing but an American flag speedo. Oh, interesting.
Testicles. Tighten up my meat. I like my meat tight.
Right in that speedo. I'm not going to show you the picture because I don't want to disturb people. Okay, but you can look it up if you want. Okay, now the report was written by Phil Williams, someone who apparently Hanson despises because he's actually doing his job, which is reporting, muckraking. That's what a journalist does. Now, this report included the photo of the scantily clad Tom Hanson, who was then a congressional candidate in Illinois' 5th District. He said this about at the time, talking to the Windy City Times, quote, "I thought, how is that going to make an impact in the parade?" Again, we're talking about him being in a pride parade. I'm a Republican. Nobody's going to want to listen to me. So it just came to me. I said, maybe I'll wear an American flag speedo. And my wife said, if you do that, I'll hold you to it. Oh, and she did. And she did. And, a boy went out there wearing that America banana hammock and went right at it. Now, look, again, I don't really have a problem with that. Okay. I mean,
Sexual anarchy.
have at it. Have fun. But the hypocrisy, okay? That's what bothers me. This woman now says pride parades are bad. And the reason she pointed to is the attire of attendees is a threat to children. Oh, you mean the attire like your husband with the speedo and the pride parade that you held him to wearing. Oh, no wonder you've taken this position now. The irony is fantastic. Look, those two things overall, they're not the worst things in my opinion, okay? No, what's really bad is what I'm about to tell you. So now on September 27th, the same day news broke about Tom's speedo photo, Hanson supporters had formed a blockade to keep that reporter, Mr. Williams, from entering a campaign forum. One Hanson supporter even took a swipe at him. So there was some violence against the press. Now, she did not push back against that. She did not denounce that. Inside the event, a journalist recorded Hanson as saying, "No Channel 5, they have to leave," so shutting out the press. Apparently not a fan of the First Amendment here. And of course, it gets worse because the next forum that she had held, she was actually escorted inside by a pair of literal white supremacists. That's right, members of the Tennessee Active Club. There were other club members that were standing guard outside of the event, telling reporters that they were Hanson's security detail. That same group, turns out, had been spotted earlier outside of a drag brunch in Cookeville, Tennessee. And here's an image from that. Now, Hanson never disavowed that group, never disavowed the Nazis. But she then said, well, I didn't really invite them. Except that, you ask them and they're like, actually, no, we were invited. And we were invited because she was very worried about Antifa. The people who are anti-fascist or literally against Nazis. So you invited Nazis because you were worried about people who are against Nazis. Well, that means you're on the side of the Nazis. Now, she was photographed on Wednesday next to the hate group's leader. This is Wednesday of last week, Sean Kaufman. There he is. Kaufman on the left has described himself as being, quote, an actual, literal Nazi. I mean, there you go. But despite that, he was like, oh, no, but I'm not a white supremacist or anything like that. No, I just have Nazi friends. Now, on Saturday, he had posted a response to, some of these allegations of palling around with white supremacists by posting a PragerU video. But the banner that read, "The Southern Poverty Law Center's hate list has become a weapon for taking individuals and groups they disagree with and tarring them with ugly accusations." Now remember, that she's posting that in response to, see, she pals around with white supremacists, ergo she might be a white supremacist. Okay, well, look, I understand ugly accusations being leveled at candidates. We see it all the time. But this group that she's palling around with, their leader is like, yeah, I'm a literal Nazi. Well, then that's not really tarring someone with an accusation. He's a Nazi. And I don't know, there's only one type of person that hangs around literal Nazis, and that's people who are also Nazis. Again, if you're friends with a Nazi, you're also probably a Nazi yourself. Because, friends don't let friends be friends with Nazis. Just saying. So, that said, it gets funnier and more ridiculous. A fundraising text was put out to her supporters recently, along with a link to donate on October 11th. But instead of linking to the website, WilliamSimFamilies.org, the text was sent to William Sum with an M instead of an N, families.org. That was not the correct website. Now, the incorrect website that it was linked to was up for sale. So someone immediately bought it, turned it into a website, which displayed a giant picture of Tom Hanson's speedo, or Tom Hanson in a speedo, which is hilarious.
Testicles.
Tallywhacker.
Go to that website. That's what you get in your face. Fun. Now, and on election day, Hanson also had attempted or nearly actually told her followers to commit crimes. I'm not kidding. On election day, Hanson first claimed that voting machines were malfunctioning. They were not. According to local election officials, that was just not true. And in a statement posted to Facebook and Instagram, Hanson told her voters to take photos of their ballots before submitting them, which, if caught, would make everyone who did so guilty of a Class C misdemeanor. And since, of course, the ballot does have your personal details, your name, for example, on it, it'd be easy to find out who these ballots, belong to if they're posted online. So now, I don't know of any incidents of people actually doing this and posting it, but still, generally not a good idea to encourage your voters to commit crimes. Just saying. That said, when she realized, she's like, oh, okay, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, good. Look, I feel like this election was insane. And at the end of the day, I'm really glad that this suburb dodged a bullet. Not just with her, but there are other hardcore MAGA candidates who ended up losing their bids in the state as well. So in this election, that really kind of shows you that there's not much of an appetite, at least in this place, for these kinds of clownish, ridiculous, hateful candidates. And I guess, for me, good. Glad to see it.